Okay, good morning, grade 11s. So I'm sure you will have been expecting the number patterns to get its trick because everything has just been straightforward up until now. And here it is, we are starting with the trick. Now, it's not a major trick, and the reason I let you guys really do the normal ones thoroughly is because if you know the basics, they can't fool you. Remember, the key to mathematics is it all stays the same. What you would have done when there's normal numbers, you do when there are variables in it. Okay, so look at this number pattern. 6, 15, x, and 45. Now, when I take the first difference, you will see I get 9, x minus 15, and 45 minus x. Now, this might seem difficult to you. Let me just show you quickly. If you want to find that one, you know that's a normal one. 15 minus 6 is 9. Let's pretend that was 20. If you wanted to find the difference there, you'd say 20 minus 15. Now it's x. Don't let it confuse you. Now you just say x minus 15. If that was 20, you'd say 45 minus 20. Now it's just an x. It's no different. You just say 45 minus x, and then you get that answer there. To get the second difference here, I'm going to say x minus 15 minus 9. If that was a value, if that was 20, we'd say 20 minus 9. You still do it the same way. It's just x minus 15 minus 9. If this was 60 minus 20, or if this was 60 and this was 20, you'd say 60 minus 20. Now it's just an expression. You use the expressions. 45 minus x minus, very, very, very important, in brackets, x minus 15. Because otherwise you'd only be subtracting the x and not the 15 as well. So that's like the big key here. That one, that expression needs to be in brackets. Okay, now let's look at this thing. Now something very, very important about the two different number patterns that we did is when we had a linear number pattern, the ones that we did since grade 7, this first difference was constant. Okay? Now we saw when we have a quadratic number pattern, the second difference is constant. We know nothing of the first difference. So looking at it like this, we can't do anything because we don't know if it's linear or quadratic. But in the example and in the homework, they will tell you, they need to tell you whether it's quadratic or whether it's a linear, because that tells you where you have something to use. So in this example, they tell you at the beginning that this is a quadratic number pattern. So therefore, I realized that I've got nothing on the first difference. But I do know that the second difference, they are going to be equal. It's constant. So if I had a value there, maybe it's 2, that one would be 2 as well. Okay. So this x minus 15 minus 9, that's an expression. I can't solve it. 45 minus x minus bracket x minus 15, that's an expression. I can't solve it. Separately, I can't solve it. But because I know that a quadratic number pattern has got a constant second difference, I know that these two are equal to each other. And the moment that I can put that equal to sign in, I've got an equation. And once I have an equation, I can solve it. So I have x minus 15 minus 9 on the left-hand side equal to 45 minus x plus 15. You see, I timed the negative into the bracket there. That's why the signs changed. And now it's a grade 8 sum. I can just solve for x. So I simplify each side. I've got x minus 24 and 60 minus 2x. Get the x's on the same side. 3x equal to 84. And then I find x to be 28. Now I can take that value of x, put it into my number pattern right there, and I can start again and just find the correct first difference and the correct second differences, and then I can solve the sum as I would have done normally. So you can do number 5 and number 6 on page 58, the same activity for tomorrow, please. Thank you.